Here we go again. Hey folks, Dino here again. This time, taking a look at the other e&c Kaioken Goku figure. Yes, this is e&c 03B, otherwise known as Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. And yeah, I didn't think the last one could get much worse, but this one's proving me wrong, and that is not a good thing. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on at e&c's quality control, if they even have one. I'm not trying to deter them from making figures in the future, but come on guys, you have to do better than this. Like, these are essentially like proper cheap bootlegs, but at the price of a third party. Like, we can't do this again. Like, you're gonna kill your business before it even takes off. Like, genuinely. But yeah, this is essentially the same figure that we just took a look at yesterday. The main difference being, apart from the colours, being like a nice purpley colour instead of the browns, but we now have Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken here, which I'll give them props. It looks decent, apart from the moulding, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, it does actually look really nice. They have done some really nice shading to the hair, which will go into more depth again once we start taking a look at the figure. But yeah, guys, let's get this off the turntable and take a look at the box. So I'm kind of getting deja vu here. I get that we are just using this essentially for shipping e&c, but why did we not at least change the picture on the box? Like, this is clearly not just Kaioken Goku now. This is a Blue Kaioken. The only literal differentiation is the fact that it says 03B on the sides instead of 03A. And we do have the choking hazard again. But yeah, a bit unfortunate. I know some people like displaying the boxes. There's not much point in displaying these. They're not even correct. But yeah, we still do get the nice shipper, which I do appreciate. Protected the box, even if there's no real reason for it this time. But yeah, that is it for the box. Let's take a look at the accessories. So, getting a real sense of deja vu here. So we get essentially the exact same array of accessories as we did with the standard Kaioken release. Even down to the exact same faces, just with blue instead of brown for the eyes and eyebrows. The main difference for this version being that instead of cloning Demoniacal Fit's a Martialist Forever head sculpt, they have instead copied Fenyo's Super Saiyan sculpt, which, yeah, that is indeed the exact same sculpt that came with Black Hole Toys as well. Only again, they have modified the peg system to work Legendary Super Saiyan Goku. A bit strange. We also get Windswept here. Again, this is from Black Hole Toys. Ultra Instinct Goku set with the Super Saiyan hair. Instead of the fully ripped in half gi, we now get two full vests. One just the standard full one, and one with a rip right down the middle. And with these two, they have now given us every single version that Air put out. Only issue being you can't really interchange them because brown and purple. But speaking of, like, giving them props, they have airbrushed these beautifully. Especially this one. Like, they have airbrushed the shoulders with a nice sort of blue to complement the purple really well. And there's a blue in the sort of cut right there. which looks really, really nice in my opinion. And they've done the exact same with the belt. And we get some slight blue variants in there. Unfortunately, I don't think they did it to the actual figure though. We will check once we get back to that bit. But yeah, some really nice airbrushing going on here. Same with the effect. It's the same effect we get with Kaioken, except this time it's purple with blue instead of the red with the sort of white streaks that came with that one. But yeah, really nice effect. Really, really like how that works. We also get the waist adapter. I believe this is the normal one instead of the extended one. The extended one's pre-installed, so that is handy. If you wish to use that on your actual Legendary Super Saiyan Goku to extend the waist, you can do that. I have double checked, the pegs do actually fit the official, including the neck peg, so you can use that to extend the Legendary Super Saiyan's neck as well. We get 5 faces, which again, most of them are based off the Legendary Super Saiyan mold, just with different colours, even down to the full-on yelling cartoonish face, which, yeah, take it or leave it. it's there. But yeah, we run into the exact same issue as we had with the standard Kaioken, in that the eye decals seem to have been put on a bit too high, so we're kind of missing half of them on here. It looks kind of off. The only one really that is basically of any use here, in my opinion, is this one, the teeth gritted face. Again, that is looking decent compared to the rest. We even get a little sort of sweat mark on his cheek there. Not sure about this. I'm not sure what that's meant to be. I thought it was a smudge, but it's present on both versions, so I'm assuming it's deliberate. We also get this one, which I'm not sure where this sculpt came from. It is yelling, but it's almost like he's in pain doing so. Plus the eyes again are not put on correctly, so it looks weird. And the less said about this face, the better. So yeah, 5 faces in total. Will you sit at peace? There we go. And 4 pairs of hands. Again, same issue as we had with the standard Kaioken release. The faces are a sort of soft plastic, whereas the hands are very hard plastic, which makes popping them on and off the ball peg an absolute pain in the backside. Why did we not do this the other way around? E&C? Not sure why we're doing that, but yeah, that is everything that comes with him. A decent array of accessories, I will say that yet again. You may even be able to spray paint these and actually get them working with Legendary Super Saiyan, but then again, a company is recasting them with even softer plastics for very cheap. So yeah, whether you do that or not, I don't know if it's worth it, but it's an option. But yeah, let's get all this out the way and take a look at the figure. So, in terms of popping the faces on, the Super Saiyan face, unsurprisingly, there's an issue. Stand back there. Yeah, why have I got the windswept hair in my hand? So yeah, this one, not great, the casting. There is a lot of flashing on this one in particular, and the tips of the hair are quite rough, to say the least. So yeah, this did not survive the recasting process very well at all. But yeah, the issue being, if you pop it in normally, like so, you will find you have an issue where the bangs do not go on properly. And I was honestly playing around with this for ages, before I thought to pull down on the face. And lo and behold, the bangs go in. Why was that not fixed before? I'm not even saying it. Like, it's amazing this got out of the factory. It really is. Windswept hair, like, surprisingly, the windswept hair is beautiful. Like, it's the same clear blue that they used for, like, this one, but for some reason it's came out so much nicer. Plus they've got some purple spray paint on here, which makes it look really, really nice. Again, pops out the same way. Oh dear. Is that meant to be somewhere? Yeah, I think that bit's meant to be glued, but it's not. Be careful of that if it happens to yours. But yeah, same deal. You just pop the face into the pegs, and unlike the other face or the other head, works absolutely fantastically. I really, really love this sculpt. I liked it when it first came out with the black hole toys. I just didn't like the colouring and stuff on that. But yeah, this is really, really nice. I like it. Again, pegs in quite easily. I do still like the standard here despite its issues, purely because it's based off the Fenyu mould. I am kind of disappointed that it uses the 3.0 peg system, because it means I can't use this on the 2.0 Kaioken. I'll try at the end of this video, but I know for a fact it won't pop in properly, unfortunately. That's just how these pegs are. Hands, again, are an absolute nightmare. They are very tight, especially popping them off. There is always a risk to that. So yeah, that is him put together. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, it looks decent. I think the purple colours actually make this look a bit nicer than the standard Kaioken one. However, it still suffers from the same sort of issues. We get some nice white highlights on the sort of pants area, but the skin tone is just left this slightly pink hue sort of plastic. There's no sort of shading or anything in the creases and crevices, so the top half ends up looking really, really cheap, which is very unfortunate. Oh, they have actually done a little bit of shading on the purple. Yeah, that is actually very nice. Quite good of them to do that. They've even done it on the boots, which is really, really good. Yeah, despite its flaws, I'm kind of preferring this one to the standard Kaioken, purely due to the colours. But yeah, in terms of like overall details, if everything was treated the same way as the pants, I think it would look really nice. But because it isn't, this top half looks really cheap. So going into articulation. Oh, I did forget to mention again, neck is very long, especially with this one, and like I said before, the issue lies in the fact that for whatever reason e&c have used an extended peg for the neck, despite the fact that it didn't need it. The actual legendary Super Saiyan Goku needs that. So yeah, that kind of ruins it. I'll be able to fix it once I get the best selection Goku, at least, because I'll be able to swap the pegs then and give best selection Goku's peg to this guy. But yeah, articulation, the neck or head goes up really, really far. I'm quite impressed with that. Let's bring that up a little so we can see more. So yeah, goes up really, really well. Looks down insanely well as well. We get lots of pivot, swivel, all that sort of good stuff. The bottom of the neck is a bit gappy. I am not sure why that is. Not sure why that's a thing. Do we have the same issue with the arms? Let's find out. So they got that far. We can swivel. Oh, this one swivels all the way. So yeah, that's better than the Kaioken one. That one kept popping off for me. I was losing the will to live with that one. So yeah, nice. The butterfly joint also works much better on this copy. So yeah, that's really good. That is not really a good thing for e&c though. That just means their quality control is all over the place. We get bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow, ball hinge at the wrist. We get arc back that much. Ab crunch forward is decent. Lots of pivot and swivels. Again, the ab section seems to be working a lot better on this copy as well, which is really good. The issues arise with the legs, unfortunately. They look good, but they do not work good. So yeah, we get splits, which is really good, apart from the fact that this one is quite loose, this leg. It is loose all the way around on that leg. We get some really floppy movement there. We can kick up really far though, kick back a little. At least this one, we do have a thigh rotation that works. So that's something. Double joint at the knee. And same issue as we had with Kaioken, except reversed. This side is now the really loose foot. I mean, this one is loose as well, to be perfectly honest with you. Plus this joint here, exact same issue as with the previous version. So yeah, all in all, articulation works. It doesn't work the best, but it does function. And at least it functions better than the standard Kaioken release. I am sick and tired of looking at that really long neck. But before we do that, let's check how these look, shall we? Now, before I put them on, they're essentially the same thing, except one of them has a big cut down the front. I think personally I'll be using the standard one, but I do think because of that cut you'll get more ab crunch out of this one. So it's a take it or leave it sort of scenario. So yeah, I won't be doing that one on camera because I really nearly lost the plot on the last one. So bear with me. And definitely not 15 minutes later. Here we are. And yeah, I'll be honest, like, I like the one with the tear more than I thought I would. It gives it a bit of added flair. Is that what you call it? Flair? But yeah, I think that looks quite nice, actually. I'll check articulation in a second. But yeah, the elephant in the room is the fact that this still doesn't look accurate. They didn't bother to remove the belt. Which, I mean, I suppose I'd be able to do it myself if I, like, swapped it around and things like that. Or even used this one and used the back of it. But yeah, the fact that they didn't even give us a replacement part for that, it tells me about all I need to know about e&c currently. They weren't really willing to do much of anything for this release for themselves anyway. Most of it is just pinched from other companies. So yeah, but it does look good. I will give them that. And yeah, I was indeed correct. The cut here does give him some range of motion still. It gets all screwy when you try to pull it back up though. I think your best course with this would possibly be glue the vest to the belt section, just to stop all that gappiness from happening. Because, yeah, if you try to bring him back up properly, things start happening and you start seeing pegs where you shouldn't and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, at least yet again the neck issue seems to have been fixed due to the fact that the windswept hair actually works as opposed to the standard one. So yeah, there is that. But yeah, let's get this off and see what the standard vest looks like. And this is it with the standard one on there. And that took far longer than it ever had to, unfortunately. But yeah, I did take the opportunity to try and reverse it, and it does for the most part work. It just, because it's not meant to fit that way, the waist itself gets very messed up, the rubber. So yeah, it's kind of all over the place, unfortunately. But it does work if you want to fudge it that way, which is probably how I will end up having mine's displayed. But yeah, that does work. As expected, ab crunch is barely existent on this version, unfortunately. The butterfly is very limited, and that bit's popping off again. There we go, and still it's popping in, it's just popping itself back out. It's yeah, you're not getting a Kamehameha pose with this this part on there, I'm afraid. It's just not happening. And I believe that was the exact same issue with the original HMYR Air version as well. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I don't know why, but I'm kind of disappointed they didn't include the sort of half toe look for this version as well. I would have quite liked to see how that looks. But yeah, that is him pretty much finished for me. I won't be changing him anymore, for my display anyway. But yeah, let's bring in the main comparison here, which is Demonico Fitz. Is it Shining Soul? That may be the original version I'm thinking of. But yeah, the difference is still night and day, I feel. This one may be a 2.0 body, but it also has the really nice pearlescent shading to it, including in the hair and such. So yeah, while this is a 3.0 body, and it looks good in its own right, it's missing what makes this one look so good, at least in my opinion. And yeah, just to prove a point, unfortunately, I don't believe these will be fitting. If this will even pop off, there we go. It was a bit tighter than I thought it would be. Let's see, yeah, it doesn't fit at all. So yeah, if you're like me and you were hoping to be able to get this updated hair sculpt for your existing 2.0 blue Kaioken figure, then I'm afraid you're on to plums. But yeah, guys, I think that will do this one. This is a bit quicker than the other version, for better or for worse. But yeah, which version do you prefer? You already know my answer, so I'm not saying it again. But yeah, guys, if for whatever reason you wish to purchase this guy, link is in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And until next time, I'll see y'all later.